Okay then, we're back.
Back from the burning recesses
Of hell,
humanity.
yes, we know. Yada yada yada.
Oh.
Let me show you who I am and what I'm here for. Here for. Hey! Trying to reach inside of me. Trying to drain my energy. Let me show you just what I'm made of. Simple curiosity. Trying to take a bite of me. Let me show you just what I'm made of now. Trying to reach inside of me. Trying to gain my energy. Let me show you just what I'm made of.
I cannot stress enough how much I adore your Ixis Nogus voice. It's so good.
It's so bad, it's good.
It's so good, it's bad. No, wait. Never mind. Welcome back, everyone, to the inexplicable pit of mistakes that is the Tails Saga. I am your host, Madhog Master, accompanied as usual by my co-host, Devar Arkvaron, and we have our guest host, Ghost, hedonistic actor. Wow. You can
you're
feel
so confused.
the electricity in the air.
I'm saving my energy for the thick performing.
Oh, wow.
As we speak, I have downloading Sonic Forces on my PlayStation 4.
When everything you know has come and gone.
By the way, Silver confirmed as a character in it, so it's no use! So yes, by the time this reading comes up, and it is published, I will already be playing Sonic Forces, and I will most likely showcase this game to you all. Yeah. I am pretty sure I know what to expect from this, but we'll see. All I know is that I'm going to create my own Sonic OC, and it's going to be the worst, best thing I can possibly make, given the available tools.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see about that, because it looks pretty simple, the character creator system.
Did I mention I've also downloaded a stupid Phantom Thief outfit from Persona 5?
Why not, right?
It was included in the bundle I purchased. So, yes.
Anyways, speaking of gritty and dark things to come.
Yes, we are about to tackle part 3 of my increasingly frustrating abomination, which is simply titled Blaze and Silver. So basically, after I read this, I'm going to be playing Sonic Forces and possibly do a Let's Play of it, and there is just too much Sonic in my life right now. It's not healthy.
No.
It's not healthy.
Blaze and Silver sounds like a title to a Harlequin novel.
I would be more inclined for burlesque myself, but yes.
Oh, look at you two with the wines and the glasses and looking all snobbish, knowing authors' names.
Yes, indeed. That was not a name on the author. It's more of a genre, you see. A theater genre, in fact. My good man, Matti, should know all about burlesque.
I haven't seen much of it, but burlesque is basically like a striptease, so but classier.
Well, yes,
You
if you
mean
put
that-
it like that.
You mean they put clothes on?
Oh, for the love of... Let's start this already. This is Blaze and Silver. Oh, and before we do that, Matti, I assume you're all caught up with the story, and you told me you listened to our reading of the previous prelude, which is also an interlude, simply titled as Blaze. I would like to hear your recap of it.
Yeah, well, I listened to it as a background noise, so I may have gotten all the details, but basically, Blaze, the cat was born, she accidentally burned her parents, then the villagers were like, demon child, let's kill her, and some elder was like, no, she's actually a messiah, let's not kill her, and they were like, yay, messiah, and then she failed to protect something, and so the villagers said, no, she's not a messiah, let's go away, demon child, and she went and she joined in the freedom fighters and accidentally burned another pair of parents, and that was before she joined the freedom fighters, and then there was some kind of Ixis Naugus nurse or something as the main villain was in the background or something, but I didn't pay that much attention.
Yes, that's pretty much it.
I like how he called Ixis Naugus nurse or something.
Ixis Nurse? That's his name now.
Ixis Nergus.
Axis Nougat.
Axiom Bogus. Okay.
Oh gosh.
In case you were not informed by this, Matti, Ixis Naugus is pretty much pretending to be the narrator at this point and took his place, because the narrator is actually a self-aware entity in this whole construct. Except when we are actually narrating the story, the narrator is still in character. So that's a bit confusing, but try to play along.
On a basis, that sounds like an unique idea.
It is most certainly not. Devar, if you please, read the synopsis.
Okay. Blaze and Silver by Madhog by Master. Love is a burning thing.
I fell down in a burning ring of fire.
Vengeance is consuming.
I fell down, down, down.
Sorrow comes from love. Hate comes from sorrow. And for these cursed souls, a burning end shall attend. Third episode of the Tails Saga. Read the other two and the spin-off before this one. Okay, thanks, bye. Rated M for everybody. Hurt, comfort, tragedy. Chapter 5, 7th page.
M is for mature.
Yeah, rated M for everybody.
Okay, sure.
You shouldn't need to be familiar with author stories before reading and the spin-off. Didn't Enter the Matrix teach you anything?
No!
The only thing that game taught me is that a Matrix video game where you don't get to play as Neo is a dumb idea.
Oh boy. On to the first paragraph.
Love burns. Ellipsis. Hate kills. Ellipsis. Pain keeps alive. Well, at least I'm glad to know Pain is doing okay.
Yeah, and glad to know Harlan Ellison is channeling this fanfiction.
Don't insult Harlan Ellison with this
Yeah, you're
comparison.
right. Yeah, sorry about that.
Must recollect my thoughts. Must. Right. Arg. This is my mood all the time.
By the way, what do you mean by right? Right as in right or wrong? Write a story? Or is it like, did you accidentally mean to say rot?
No, as in the verb to write.
Okay, I've never seen it spelt like this before.
I might have spelled it wrong. Or maybe you're wrong. We'll never know.
Well, actually, it's just that usually right is spelt with W-R-I-T-E, not W-R-I-G-H-T.
You would be right about that. I was
If
being
he-
facetious.
If we complain about every spelling mistake,
Matti, déjà vu. Déjà vu, Matti.
The deja vus.
His power is great. I managed to escape it. But for how long? I've got to keep going until I can. This is still my story. Who the hell are you, Titus from Final Fantasy X?
Yeah, Titus, could you please get out of that fan fiction? I mean,
You have not won yet. Oh my god. Do you hear me, Nagus? I'm still here. On with the story. So the narrator is retaking over to tell this story.
I
Is-
am still here.
Is-
hold on.
Yeah?
Who is this other narrator?
Okay, so the narrator is the narrator, as in the author of the story, which is to say, me.
Okay, so this narrator is your self-insert.
I am, yes, I am inserting myself as literally the author of this fanfiction, which is about 5 levels of pretentious.
And he's gonna level up soon.
I've never heard that done before.
You have never read fanfiction in your life, then. I can assure you a good chunk of those literally feature the author of the fanfiction inserting himself without the mediation of a OC.
I mean, I read a webcomic that did the same thing, where the
Yeah, webcomics are absolutely the worst in that regard.
where the artist. Well, actually, no. This is probably 10 times worse because basically the author/artist decided he wanted to end the series, so he decided, yeah, I'll insert myself into the story just to fix everything to make an ending.
Wow. Okay. Sure. Well, at least he finished it.
Oh gosh. Anyway.
Okay, so chapter 1. Matti.
So who is the narrator in this?
It doesn't matter, just read.
Because I was wondering if I sold Madhog voice or the Nog.
I mean, I've tried that before just for a joke, but
Okay, no, when X's Nagus is narrating, the font of the text is different, so as to not elicit any confusion.
2 years ago, they were still clearly visible in his eyes. The destruction, the deaths, the flames.
Oh my god.
Of the night in which the city of water became the city of fire. Hell on earth. Of the night in which his world was reduced to ashes by the flames' fury. Of that night, he saw everything.
can we have him voice every introduction narration ever now?
I am tempted. I am very, very tempted.
People screaming.
Oh god.
People dying?
People dying?
No, they're not actually dying as in stop living. They're just making their hair in different colors.
I think it's spelled the same, though.
No, it's not. You should put the I instead of Y.
Anyway, carry
No,
on.
you see, okay, whatever, we're not having this discussion now.
Yeah, okay. Complaining about the spelling mistakes is just a way to uphold ancient power structures or something.
Oh my god, Matti, I should have you on this show more often.
Males, females, children alike, burned into their demise.
So, the burning was not their demise yet, they were burnt into their demise afterwards. Okay, sure.
That makes sense.
Yes, it makes just as much sense as the city of water being named after the sun.
Was that their fate? To die by the hands of a deceiving god? To feel its wrath? A god?
To feel its pet rat.
No, not a god. A demon! A devil's spawn!
The Iblis trigger.
Which is, by the way, the Islamic equivalent of the devil.
I know, it is so confusing to be so casually used in a Sonic game without context.
I know, right?
He knew it. He knew the responsible for this. For all of this.
Ooh.
The demon of flames. The blaze of destruction. The monster cat. The Bageneko!
What? the bacon echo?
What is...
Stop, please stop. I need to explain this. Okay.
The bacon echo.
Okay, no, the Bakeneko is a monster in Japanese folklore. It's a monster cat, to be specific. It is similar to the Nekomata,
Yes.
but it's not quite the Nekomata. Anyway, it's a monster cat. It's a big monster cat from Japanese folklore. That's really all you need to know about this version of it. Because
Right.
otherwise, it's just a completely gratuitous name choice.
So your 2008 you was also a weeaboo.
I was not even aware that the term existed at the time, so I would not be able to tell you.
The one he once loved. The one he once had a link with. And now, the one that took everything from him. No. As a matter of fact, there was still one thing he held. Revenge!
I shall have my revenge! Dun, 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 dun. Kratos.
Yeah, Silver just basically shakes a gauntlet hand, going like, next time, Bakeneko.
Wait, how do you know it's silver?
I'm taking a wild guess here.
I mean, it's in the title, so I guess. Yes, fair enough.
Revenge for his people. Revenge for his comrades. Most of all, revenge for himself. And so he made a promise. He swore to avenge the victims of the flames. He swore to redeem himself from his mistake. He swore to kill the demon that caused all this destruction. He cried his vote, yelled it to the smoking winds of his
I vote
civilization.
Bernie! I meant to say vow, not vote.
I kind of got that, but it's like, that's a weird thing to mistake.
He will destroy the Bakeneko. He will destroy her.
Mark my words! One day I will kill you! Blaze the cat, I will
It's
find
no
you!
use.
Exactly! I will find you! I am a hedgehog with a very particular set of skills, and I will find you, and I will kill you, and once I get there, to your face, I will whisper to your ears, it's no use! And then you die.
This fic is going heavily against Silver's character.
I don't like him at all, but then again, I am not alone in that.
And the fact that I know Silver's character enough to know that this is against his character makes me sad.
Well, you know what they say, Silver is the Trunks of the Sonic universe. Nah.
Okay, let's go on to...
I just love the fact that the more Matti reads, the more his voice is turning into Scandinavian Gandalf.
I like how he sounded Japanese in the end, like going like, Bakeneko, I will kill you.
I said the Bakeneko in Japanese accent.
Yes, I would be inclined to do that as well.
Let's carry on.
I'm almost saddened to not hear Matti's voice narrating in this next paragraph. Okay, I think I'll go. Actually, Devar, you go, because I cannot follow up Matti.
Well, true. I don't think I could follow up Matti either.
I
sadly.
know, that's why you go first, so I look better next time.
Okay, you go with that logic. Okay.
Okay, I'll use less talent from now on.
What a condescending...
Present time. They say that the flame is the symbol of life, that all creation comes from it. This world was modeled by fire. Sapient beings evolved thanks to the discovery of fire. Entire civilities were born from it.
Entire civilities were born from these guys. This is
All the
important.
All the civilization's utilities ever
Oh my god.
were made first.
What
before
was I
government.
thinking?
Everything came from the flames, and everything will return to them and burn until nothing remains. There are legends, old beliefs,
Oh no.
about a creature whose very birth would bring sorrow and despair upon the livings. A cursed being whose very life has been encased with flaming fury,
Flaming fury, you guys.
and whose only purpose is to burn everything in existence. This was a bad day for Terry Bogard in King of Fighters.
Power of wolf. Take it easy.
Ancient tribes used to call this creature the Bakaneko.
Oh, you mean the bake neko?
Well, I might as well go with what everyone else has called it, because I would have called it the Bake Neko just to put.
I know you would, and it would have been so funny.
It has been said.
It also makes sense because she's baking people alive.
So yeah, now we're gonna put these people in an oven, and here's one I made earlier. It has been said, when a Bake Neko will unleash its wrath, the world will come to an end and return to the flames it was born from. We kind of already went over this, but we kind of thought you guys needed a recap.
Yes, redundancy is pretty recurring, I guess. By the very definition. Ah, fascinating.
Commented a squirrel woman while closing her book of ancient legends and myths.
Are you sure this is not your book of convenient metaphorical parallels?
I think it's more of a book of convenient storytelling.
It's the book of ancient plot points.
This Mobian girl used to be an important and influential person in her country's politics. That until she voluntarily chose to walk out from her status and live the simple housewife life with her son.
Oh no! No! This is all wrong! She's living as a housewife with her son! And the ellipses make it all the worse!
You were supposed to be the role model for girls.
Sally Acorn sighed, realizing
By
the
the way-
mistake of her life.
No, because you see, it says housewife life, which implies she got married with her son! And that's what got me!
I mean, couldn't she just hire a nanny and go do politics at the same time? I don't know.
That sounds like a premise for a British sitcom. The Nanny Minister.
Even if she considered herself to be Tails' mother, she knew deep down that she would have never been able to substitute his true parents.
Especially
I mean,
since he lost them about a week ago.
yes, and breastfeeding would have been really awkward.
Oh
Wait,
boy.
Sally's Tails' mother?
Adopted.
Oh, okay.
That's
His-
something that happened too. It was really not that important, surprisingly.
Yes, because the house dying was more important than his parents dying. His real mother, she knew all too well, and it bothered her. It made her think to be worthless, to not be enough for the kid, the boy, the young warrior. Which one of these actually fit the character better?
I'm going to go with D, none of the above.
Her would-be son, the one who saved her life, a little more than 4 years ago. Suddenly, her thoughts diverted to other important matters.
Why am I here and what am I doing with my life?
Sally's head turned itself toward the large calendar in her kitchen, specifically to the day signed in red.
This is the day I killed them all.
Ooh, new episode of Gumballs on.
Only 2 weeks before I killed them all. I mean, his birthday. And then I killed them all.
Which is the same thing, essentially.
Why am I talking to myself?
Because it's convenient for the audience.
I mean, yeah, true. I mean, in movies...
It's actually pretty bad when it happens in movies as well.
It is, actually, but still, it's still done a lot.
I know.
The chipmunk muttered under her breath. She understood the utter importance of that reoccurrence for the kid.
That recurrence.
Since it was going to be his first ever birthday without the people who caused his birth.
The way it is phrased here, it's almost like she's blaming them for his birth.
To be honest, this actually sounds like as if it's describing it as an accident rather than an actual planned thing.
So Tails is also supposed to seem some kind of prophesied messiah or something?
Oh,
Well-
gee, wow, it's almost like it's a recurring theme.
Oh yes, it does seem like that.
Completely by accident, by the way.
Actually, that's probably the best type of themes, the ones that are accidentally made.
Yes, and they are the worst.
Sally was even more depressed now. A series of questions crossed her mind like a train. Like a freight train coming your way. Will I be able to cheer Tails up? Will I be able to make him laugh and have fun? Will he ever call me mother? I mean, the first two questions are fine, it's just the third one should be less important. The last question, as the squirrel realized, was out of place. Oh, just like I mentioned.
Hey, this fanfiction, it's making fun of itself. It's taking our job!
It's prophesizing us. Even after being officially adopted by the former princess, Tails would not call her mum.
I mean, it's been, what, 1 week after his actual parents died?
I mean, it's not like it's weird or anything to call, someone that you, see as a close friend to be your mum, right? Not after that day, at least. The day in which she had to control the hurt kid.
Console.
Console, sorry. What did I say?
Control. This was my evil plan all along! I shall control his life and use him to take out the world!
Okay, let me restart. The day in which she had to console the hurt kid more than a month ago. It was a month!
It was only a month. Might as well be a week, really.
She sighed again. Finally, she decided to put this egotistical thoughts away and concentrate to what she believed was the main problem.
Too late for that.
How to make his birthday party unforgettable.
Oh, I know. I kill everyone by poisoning the cake.
Why am I having so many weird thoughts just based on the situation alone?
Because it is so awkwardly presented, you cannot help but imagine this is the mind of a psychopath.
I have a feeling that English isn't this author's first language.
Oh, you think?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Her internal questioning was abruptly interrupted by a knocking sound from the wood door of her modest self-made hut.
I don't need all of these details to describe a knocking on the door, do I?
Not always, unless you want to, describe a certain atmosphere.
The reason why I put all of these nonsensical, unnecessary details in one sentence
So you
is
can
because...
sound smart.
No, it's because I forgot up until this point to describe what the hell is the habitation they're currently residing in.
Oh, right, that too.
Huh, I wonder who would that be? She looks at the audience, winking.
She asked the overused line to herself. It's like she rehearsed this every day. the answer came when she opened the door and saw him.
Matti, would you like to be Scandinavian Tails?
Sally.
I'm a Chaos Tails!
And the wounded, bleeding body of the kitsune collapsed in her arms.
What the hell just happened?
Ooh.
Intrigue!
And
Oh yes!
paragraph
I
break.
remember what happened. It's something that happened at the very last chapter of part 2.
Yes.
When a certain something, or I should say a certain someone, was introduced for the very first time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
and Matti, you are not aware of this, but you will soon be. She could feel the pain. That was a good sign. Okay. Otherwise, it would have been a problem.
Yes, because existence is dictated by how much pain you feel.
We're not reading Arlan Hellison. If the cats wouldn't sting, if their painful presence wouldn't have reached her brain, then her soul would have fell victim to the sheer numbness of grief. And for that, there are no simple cures. There is so much wrong in this one sentence, it's astounding.
Yes.
It's been a few days since her, let's say, attempted escape through self-bloody murder.
Wait, so she murdered herself?
I could have just said attempted suicide, but no. I had to be poetic, didn't I?
Yes.
Her name was Blaze. She was a lavender-furred female cat dressed in a deep purple vest. It's a bit too late to have a physical description of her character. We're well into part 3 of this freaking saga.
But you have to do it for the newbies who don't want to bother reading the last chapters.
I mean, I did not bother to give her a description at the beginning of all this, so why now? A shadow of her former royal glory that, for some reason, she couldn't throw away from her life. Yes, thank you for that. A casual observer would say that she was a masochist, or even worse, an emo.
That was a thing in 2008.
Yes, but it should not be a thing in an alternative futuristic timeline.
True.
And just to clarify to the audience, that wasn't a joke made by Madhog. That's an actual line that was written in here.
Oh yes, thank you for clarifying that. Yeah.
It really does sound like an ironic joke you would make at this point.
Yes, we could play a game, a little game with this fanfiction. The audience has to guess whether we are making a joke about the text, or if the text has the actual joke in it. That's going to be challenging. But the sad truth was that she was a mass murderer. I like the way I say murderer.
Yeah, murderer.
That caused the demise of her own people. You know, after they were burnt, because
I
you
would
get
say-
burnt into the mice.
Well, if we want to be technical, she's a mass killer, because if she was a murderer, it would indicate that she planned to do that.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
nice! A nice little definition there. Thank you. Anyway, and all of because of her powers. The unwanted powers she was born with. The powers she burned 2 sets of parents with. The blazing powers that consumed her soul, along with the people who stayed anywhere near her. She was a monster. She considered herself a monster. She feared her own emotions because she knew that the flames could feed up from them and take control of her body.
Yeah, so don't play hide and seek with her, guys.
Yes, that's good life advice.
What about that elder who said that she's a messiah? Couldn't he
You know-
train her?
You know, I am beginning to think that guy really was Simon the Sorcerer wearing a dwarf's beard.
Yeah, with the password beer.
So, yes, that ended up well. Oh, by the way, this is canon now. Rage and distress, love and hate were forbidden for her. That until she met her savior. Her friend, no, her own sister. The only one who has ever understood her. Because she literally probed into her mind and soul. That's why.
And the only one who ever fixed all her problems in one go.
Yes, pretty much. The one who healed her wounded soul. A young, plant-like girl named Cosmo. So even when she's gone, she's the central focus of everything.
Well, to be fair, she hasn't been mentioned until now.
Well, only because it's been a while since we read the last time.
True.
They were so similar. Both were prisoners of their own gifts/curses. Both suffered losses. Both experienced solitude and angst. Again, another term I wouldn't use in this context.
Is it actual canon that Cosmo and Blaze are related?
They are metaphorical sisters. It's a bond of trust and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because, you see, she probed inside her soul and mind, and apparently that qualified her to be a sister. Or some stupidity like that. It was thanks to her unique ability, blah 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 blah. It was thanks to her unique ability that Blaze was finally able to overcome the burning flames inside her being and successfully control them. And then she had to die.
Because the author thought, hey, she's fixed everything in the story. I must kill her.
But not before I have a heart-to-heart with her personally. My god. Why? Why her of all people? Why did she had to sacrifice herself to save us all? It wasn't fair. It wasn't damn fair. Leave Cosmo alone! That's an old one, I admit.
Yeah.
But then again, it's 2008, so there. Life was unfair. You know, Malcolm in the Middle.
If I was reading this, I would have made the same joke.
I'm glad to hear we're all in the same wavelength, so to
You're
speak.
not the boss of me now.
You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. Etc.
And you're not so big.
Yes,
Audience,
okay.
go watch that series now.
Malcolm in the Middle, yes, it's the series that starts Walter White before he was Walter White. The cat recognized that. She had to. As depressing as it could seem, you're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big. It's still funny, damn it. And so, there she was, in her bedroom, inside the Freedom Fighters local HQ, with her wrists stitched and bandaged. And not alone. She was staring at her unrequired watcher from the softness of her bed, and that sounds creepy.
It does.
A cat-like stare. Creepy. Yes, folks, it is literally written here. If you guessed otherwise, you lost the game. Her guest didn't flinch a bit from the menacing glare and smirked. Oh, well, guess who's this guy?
Oh gosh, okay.
Oh yes, we are kicking up a notch this joint, so to speak.
You can stare at me all you want. It won't do fucking difference.
Yes, you managed to botch that, but
Yeah,
still,
it
was
won't do a fucking difference.
You guess it right, it's Knuckles.
Yeah.
Yes, did you miss Knuckles, Matti? Fair enough. After her extreme gesture, she wasn't allowed to do anything, including sleeping and even going to the ladies' room, without someone looking for her. If you let me finish the sentence, you dunderheads. All of her pleads and promises of not to do it again turned out to be pointless. Life is unfair. She was a prisoner, and she felt rather discomforted with it.
What was this extreme gesture again?
I think I made it abundantly obvious by the description so far, but she slit her wrists.
Oh.
So that was fun.
Yeah. You know that I hate you, right?
She coldly said. You're having too many characters, never mind, I guess. Matti, you can be Blaze.
Okay, well, I'll have to do Knuckles' line still. I'll survive that.
The red smirking echidna replied. She muttered something incoherently within herself before rolling her eyes and changing the topic.
So, Sonic is a robot, huh?
Oh yes, that happened. You might be confused a bit, Matti. Like I said, there is a lot that happened in the last chapter of the previous story. Quite a lot, in fact.
Yeah, I may have listened to them at some point, but I don't honestly remember.
So essentially, Sonic and Metal Sonic are the same character in this. Yay!
Yay?
I guess.
So Sonic has now been robotized, right? Or are they thinking the Mega Sonic is actually Sonic?
You know what? I'm just going to continue now. Knuckles' expression frowned. He knew by now the truth about that blue hedgehog. After his talk with Sir Charles a few hours earlier. That's the sound of a flashback happening.
Okay, so is this now the different narrator?
Well, it's technically a flashback, so...
Characters talking to each other in a flashback. That hedgehog.
He replied, still unconvinced, not to mention utterly shocked.
Why are you using this voice now?
I just tried to do some kind of Matthew McConaughey impression.
Oh no! No! What is it with you and Southern gentleman voices?
Well, he's kind of a charismatic guy.
Oh my god!
Oh, yes, I agree. He's very charismatic.
Oh my god, you guys.
Well, I could try to do some kind of Devar impression.
I don't sound like that.
Not at all.
I do not sound like that. Wait. Yeah, I didn't quite
Yes! On point! Perfect! 10 out of 10!
My laugh does not sound anything like that.
I don't know why I started playing.
I'm sorry.
Why did you make it sound like as if I'm a car engine? I do not sound like a car engine. You pair of doids.
You did it! You've gone and did it! You've gone and done it!
Okay.
Okay, Charles.
He's been roboticized by Eggman no more than 2 years ago. I know it for sure, since I was already working undercover at the time.
Charles confirmed.
And you didn't tell us. In all these years?
Yes, why didn't you tell us? So, if you knew all along, why didn't you tell us? Seriously. He escaped from the doctor's control. I thought he was dead. I literally have no excuse for this.
Bullshit! Tell the friggin' truth for once!
Thank you, Knuckles. You are the saving grace to this. Ahem.
Oh, the mechanical hedgehog took an imaginary deep breath.
Could you please resume your cooler voice? Not for nothing, but it's far more comprehensible.
Fine then.
Thank you. Thank you, Darth Vader. Anyway, I was afraid, okay? I thought he had became, like all of the others, a mindless slave. And I was afraid that if I'd ever heard of him again, I would have deluded myself into think. Oh my god. Oh my god, this sentence. I would have deluded myself into think that he could have been saved and ellipsis.
Well, he's not like that.
Excuse me?
And now Chuck looked genuinely surprised. For a robotic face, of course.
Are you trying to do a mix between the two voices? Is this a mixtape, the greatest hits?
I was trying to
CD?
do some kind of Alan Rickman impersonation.
Oh my, please don't.
Hello, my name is Alan Rickman. Hello,
Hello.
Alan Rickman.
Hello, I am John Wayne. Happy Thanksgiving, pilgrims.
He always sounds condescending. And British.
Because he is British.
Indeed.
Mr.
so-
Potter.
Envy your accent, Mr. Devar.
Yes, we all do. Actually, what am I saying? No, not at all.
Anyway, let's carry on.
Okay.
What do you mean?
He's like you, Chuck. He has a mind and will of his own. I saw it when we met. 'Cause
When
every-
you...
Cause every time we kiss, I've got this feeling, and every time...
A metallic
Awesome.
A metallic voice that yell is not amusing to hear. What is this sentence?
Okay. When you... A metallic voice that yell is not amusing to hear. Moving on.
And the echidna
And the enchilada, yes.
And the echidna spit out the entire story. How the FF met with Sonic, and how he contributed to rescue that rabbit kid. The bewilderment is...
The bewilderment.
The bewilderment in Uncle Chuck's reaction was compared only to his overreactive joy.
Oh no, he's going into a nuclear meltdown!
Say nuclear again, Devar, I dare you.
Nuclear!
Oh my god. Matti, do you hear the same way he pronounces it as I do?
Yes, you say nuclear when it's supposed to be nuclear.
But that's
See,
what I'm saying.
not the only one!
But that's what I'm saying. Nuclear.
Say nu.
New?
I can't believe
Clear?
this is happening!
Clear.
Nuclear.
Nuclear.
Devar, you must be doing it on purpose.
I'm not,
What
actually.
kind of a Family Guy gag is this one? Also, I am so happy that Matti is the one doing it this time and not me. It is so amusing to me.
Again, a screaming robotic voice. Quite annoying.
Okay, alright, I get it. You're happy and all. Now shut the hell up!
End of the flashback. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Knuckles was a person with many defects. No, scratch that. He had way much defects. Like, totally. But there's one thing he wasn't.
He wasn't nuclear.
A racist!
Oh yes, that.
Yeah, but that's...
I don't know if that word applies to the discovery that this one guy you know happens to be a robot.
makes sense to bring up.
It really doesn't, because robots have not been recognized as people. They are all death machines at this point.
He didn't give a damn about a guy's skin color. Or, in this case, consonance.
Consistence, damn it.
Consistence.
Which is still wrong, but still.
Sure, the hedgehog may have had been a robot. And therefore he lied to them, in brackets. He's not a bad guy, he's just a bad guy.
Chico.
He was an obnoxious, retarded fucked up would-be lady killer douchebag, but not a bad guy. Not at all.
This rationality in the face of the different doesn't suit Knuckles at all, does it?
No, it doesn't. Well, it doesn't suit the entire situation, if you ask me.
Yes, never mind the character or how many times I
usually
changed it. This does not make
Yeah,
sense.
usually in the official Sonic Works, Knuckles is the retarded one.
Well, in this case, he's actually surprisingly the smartest.
I would say Knuckles is less
Completely
retarded.
by accident, by the way.
I would say that Knuckles is less retarded and more exaggeratedly gullible. Let's put it that way.
Oh, it's downright dumb in Sonic Boom, and I love him.
As a matter of fact, the Red Echidna had some kind of respect toward the dude.
Really? Why?
Because he found his car.
What?
Of course he would never admit it, even under deadly circumstances. But he was a valuable fighter, with a sense of priority. Metal-skinned or not, he could become a great freedom fighter valet.
Why are you so ready and willing to accept him immediately? You were the most suspicious about him.
Plot convenience. And we need a new valet.
Eh.
There were a few problems, though.
Okay, everybody, here's the next BuzzFeed article. 4 ways this story doesn't work.
Check
Number
this.
1!
How will the others, especially Tails, react?
Number 2.
How will the hedgehog react when the others will know the truth?
Number 3.
Who was that mysterious sniper guy? Was he working for Eggman?
Number 4.
Where the fuck did Tails and Sonic go?
And number 5 through 10 is just more swears.
All of these questions and more, particularly the latter, were bothering him greatly. This bothers me.
Yes, indeed. Well, not as much as nuclear.
Look, I can't help my accent, okay?
Hey,
I know.
Let's try it one more time.
God dang it, Matti, no! Nuclear! I'm saying it!
I'm sorry, guys. Is this a barbershop quintet, only with 3 people?
All of these questions, particularly the latter, were bothering him. Okay, Blaze was still glancing him, with curiosity this time. She was wondering, will he give me my car keys?
Or maybe she's wondering about that mysterious red light that occasionally appears in a room and she has to catch it. Because, she's a cat. Matti.
Oh, yeah, I'm Blaze. Okay. I wonder what is he thinking. Does he think at all? What a weirdo.
Yeah, weirdos are the only people who, fake. Or don't fake. And that, she realized something really important. It didn't matter if she was a flaming monster of death. If she was different and all. They, the freedom fighters, the people she grew accustomed with, would always accept her.
Well, arc is over. Thanks for coming. End of the story.
And that's because, basically, they were all weirdos. They were all unique.
Why do I bother to set up complex character arcs only to have them resolved within the chapter?
Within the narration as well, in this case.
Oh boy.
Espio was a sociopath, but also a valuable and reliable fighter. Amy Rose was a deranged lunatic, but she
And
was also
potentially a nymphomaniac.
the sweetest gal around. Knuckles was a short-tempered, hyper-cursing, violent brute, and also a great leader. And Tails.
Those are not qualities for a great leader.
Well, they are not qualities, they are merely features. Optionals, like a car.
Yeah, I think we need to talk with Stan about his used cars, and Tails was the only flying two-tailed fox in the world! Not to mention a tremendous geek when it comes to airplanes and mechanical stuff.
Yay.
All of them, just like her, had their own tragedies, their own losses, their own griefs to wear, apparently. More importantly, they were all there for her because they cared, damn it.
Oh,
The
that's
feline.
saccharine.
The feline gave one more look at her Sorry, I was about to throw up.
Yes, it's a bit too saccharine, I admit it.
No, it's a bit forced. I always throw up whenever someone tries to force a feeling.
Look, there is nothing more ham-fisted than the narrator telling you how you're supposed to feel, rather than letting the characters themselves express it.
Yeah, just like how movies always like to end with a dancing sequence just to show how happy everybody is.
Okay, I will say this. For Stranger Things Season 2, it was actually really nice.
Okay.
But that's the one exception.
The feline gave one more look at her damaged wrists, understanding the great foolishness and egotism behind her coward gesture. She felt sick with herself. Tails has been able to get... Well, let me start over again. Tails has been able to got through all of his misfortunes, and he was just 8.
Wow, it's almost as if it is completely unrealistic.
What did she do instead? She tried to kill herself. She tried to take the easy way. And what was worst, she made her friends, her only family, scared to death that they would have to pay the bills themselves.
We have not mentioned this nearly enough, but all of these ellipses, haunting every facet of all these sentences, they are making me nauseous.
Also,
As in, they are making me actually toxic.
doesn't this world have any therapists?
No?
They don't seem to need any therapist because Blaze is able to cure her own stage 2 depression by herself.
That's pretty much what the narrator is here for.
Yeah, the narrator's the therapist.
Yes.
Glad we solved this.
I mean, we established that characters can casually converse with the narrator every once in a while, so there you go, problem solved.
What,
She
really?
I told you that's something that happened.
She was now looking at her red companion with watery eyes.
Knuckles,
She spoke.
I'm sorry. I should have been stronger.
Yeah, you sounded. The echidna sighed. Yes, you definitely should have.
What a cock-faced jerk!
But what's
Seriously!
done... Yes, I know, right? But what's done is done. Just thank Chaos to be alive.
Okay, thank you, Chaos. He waves on the side.
Or prepare to die in hell!
Jesus, Knuckles, with the completely out of place 300 references.
She laughed aloud.
Laugh.
Ah ha 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 ha.
No, I mean the sentence. It's she laughed a loud laugh.
She laughed a loud laugh. It's been a while since the last she did it. It was refreshing. Which has some scientific basis at actually helping with people through depression, actually. Strange enough. Knuckles smirked a little too. All of a sudden, both of their wrist com dot started beeping, and a familiar holographic image appeared from them.
Oh no, it's the toilet hologram all over again.
Once again, the emergency call system has been activated. Bad sign.
I mean, it is a pretty bad sign. The last time the emergency call system had been activated, everybody in Mobius was about to get a nuclear missile in their faces.
Yeah, true, actually. Paragraph break to this.
Yes, a nuclear missile indeed.
Okay, let's lay off the guy.
You were the one who was giving him shite this time around.
It's fun for a short while, but after that, you just realize what kind of an asshole you've been.
Yes, more or less. We should do it more often. Anyway.
Yeah, your Knuckles.
Motherfucking chaos! Okay. Somewhere at the extreme edges of the county, a lonely figure was standing tall on a giant rock, staring the vast horizons in front of him. He could see the beautiful sight of the sea and the famous Emerald Beach. He could see the silhouette of a big gate surrounding Metropolis, not so distant from there. Is located in that one convenient hill atop the city of Springfield, in which you can see all the 4 states surrounding it.
Well, it's the famous hill where everyone go to contemplate on their navels.
Yes, it is. And he could see the vast, immense, ancient forest behind it. Yep, it was a very tall rock, the one he was onto.
Yeah, because, have to clarify that, guys.
Yes, this is actually written in this very sentence and paragraph. If you guessed otherwise, you were wrong.
Take a shot.
We did not actually establish rules for that.
Exactly.
This being was clearly a Mobian, a rather young hedgehog, for the sake of clarity. But a very particular one. He had 5 strange, long quills that stood vertically on his head, and 2 more thick on the back of it. Other 2 quills were behind his shoulders. He wore boots and weird gloves with a unique mark on it. I am not going into specifics, apparently, as to what the mark looks like.
Yes.
Oh well. His yellow eyes were glowing with rage, hate, and eagerness. Oh boy, I sure am going to kill somebody today! After 2 long years, I've finally found you! Bake Neko Trigger! And the silver-furred hedgehog, whose name was the same of his color, began his mission. Vengeance will be his!
His parents were very, not very imaginative with names, were they?
I think you've made this joke already.
Well,
Yes.
Well, to be fair, there are white people whose last name is White.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. Well, that's the last name. They don't really have a choice in that.
You can change your both names if you want.
I'm pretty sure you have to pay for that. Otherwise, everybody would automatically change their name to Max Power!
Oh, boy. Okay, so that's the end of chapter 1.
Would you like to read